this summit was never going to reach agreement on what action is needed on Syria. But the case made by those countries who believe we have to take a stand against the use of chemical weapons was, I believe, extremely powerful. President Obama has set out that case again at this summit, and I will support his efforts to build international support for upholding the international taboo against the use of chemical weapons. Because we were never going to reach agreement at this summit, I thought it was right to focus on something we could do, building the strongest possible international commitment on humanitarian aid. Inside Syria, 6.8 million are in need of humanitarian assistance. 60% of hospitals, 4,000 schools have been damaged or destroyed. This is the humanitarian crisis the world and our generation faces, and I'm determined that the world takes the action to deal with it. I believe I was right to take a strong stance on chemical weapons and to take that to the British Parliament. But I also understand and respect what the UK Parliament has said. So Britain will not be part of any military action. A number of countries make the argument that action is only justified if sanctioned by the UN Security Council or in self-defense. And I think we do have internationally to take on this argument because, as I've said before, if we accept that the only way a response can be made to a country that, let's say, it was massacring half or more than half its people, if we're saying there can only be a response if the UN Security Council votes positively, we are in fact contracting out our foreign policy, our morality, to the potential of a Russian veto. Now, I think that is a very misguided approach. 4 million people are struggling to feed themselves. And at the same time, aid convoys simply can't get through to areas that are under siege because of the fighting, and most major routes between large populations are too insecure to use. So this morning I organised a special meeting with the UN Secretary-General, the EU, Japan, Turkey, Canada, France, Australia, Italy, Saudi Arabia and America. We agreed to work together through the UN to secure unfettered humanitarian access inside Syria. This includes secure priority humanitarian routes to ensure that the convoys can get through. It includes humanitarian pauses to ensure aid reaches the most war-torn areas of the country and that the sick and the wounded can be evacuated safely. And it includes lifting the bureaucratic obstacles like customs rules, which make it hard for aid workers to deliver that vital relief on the ground.